Welcome. In this video, we're diving into the STAAR test and unraveling the mystery between an ECR student sample response that scored 2 points versus 5 points. Hey, I'm Angela, the creator behind Custom Classroom by Angela. Join me today as I dissect and analyze 8th grade student writing samples and shed light on key elements that make the difference in getting the most points you can on your ECR response. I'll be using this ECR checklist so students can visually see all the components necessary to score 5 points. Today we'll be looking at the 8th grade ECR writing prompt. Read the excerpt from Say What Horse. Based on the information in the article, write a response to the following. Explain what new research reveals about horses' ability to communicate. Write a well-organized informational composition that uses specific evidence from the article to support your answer. First, let's look at one that scored 2 points. The new research of horses' communication can change everything. If horses learn to read or understand us speaking, it could be a huge help. Horses were trained to distinguish among simple shapes presented on boards. Horses could learn how to read and learn our schedule to remind us and help us with things. Horses have been learning us for a very long time and a long time to come, so who knows, they could learn how to communicate. So here this student receives 1 point in organization and development ideas, because here in green you can see that they do begin to answer the question with a controlling idea, but they do not develop it thoroughly, and it is very confusing to kind of follow how they're trying to make their point. They do include a closing. Their evidence that they included is very limited and it's not explained at all, and the expression is very hard to follow. So even though they've included bits of controlling idea, a small part of the organization and small part of the text evidence, this portion of the rubric only scored 1 point. And for conventions, they also score 1 point. They had a few errors in punctuation, grammar, and spelling, but because of how the sentences are actually constructed, you can still understand some of their thoughts. So it shows a little bit of command. So here, this student scored 2 total points. Here's an example of what a 5-point answer might look like. With new research coming in about horses, we begin to learn more about its relationship with humans like us. Now, with several experiments completed, it reveals that horses do know how to perform an interspecies communication, in this case to us, and through choosing shapes. According to a study performed by the School of Ethic Equization in Italy, horses could actually communicate to humans similarly, like how dogs do. They saw how if humans did nothing in response, the horse would try another trick to attract the human's gaze. When the human walked away, some horses would go over and touch the person. This form of communication was only observed in dogs previously, and now knowing that horses do indeed perform it as well shows their ability to talk to humans. It's not only body language that allows the horses to communicate with us. In 2016, Norwegian study even showed that horses could use abstract symbols to communicate with humans as well. According to the research, horses were trained to distinguish among simple shapes presented on boards. The shapes had different meanings, indicating whether they wanted to put on a blanket or not. Then, when the horse was given a challenge to decide whether a heavy blanket on a warm day or no blanket on a cold day, the researchers saw how all horses chose appropriately. On another rainy day, 10 out of 12 horses asked for a blanket. 2 signaled, "I'm good." The study revealed that horses can indeed communicate to us through shapes and symbols, revealing a new way the animal could talk to humans. This new research regarding horses reveals a whole lot of new information that we had not previously known before. It shows that horses communicate to us not only by body language, through picking shapes and symbols to show what they want as well. This means horses can talk with us as we find more creative means. There will be even more ways for them to speak with even more detail in the future. So here we can see that this was a pretty thorough answer to the question. In the top portion, organization and development of ideas, we can see in green that they do directly state an answer to the question of a controlling idea. Then in organization, they do include an introduction and a strong conclusion that wraps everything up. There's a few transition words, and they do stay on topic throughout, focusing only on this study of what it's revealed about horses and their communication. There is a lot of directly quoted text evidence, and it's important also that the student follows up and explains it and adds extra points to kind of tie it in to their answer. And their expression is pretty clear throughout and easy to follow. So they receive all 3 points in this section of the rubric. Their other 2 points are on conventions because really they just had like some small spelling errors and it showed a very, very consistent command of their conventions and it was easy to understand. If you'd like the checklist I used throughout the video, just click the link in the description. I hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to join the Custom Classroom community for more valuable resources and support.